Hello
Welcome.
to the Multidimensional You channel with Kathy and myself, Dana. And let's discuss evolution of you, exploring new avenues, and this time of now, how we all go to this awakening process. And we have been having a little chat up front and see what small, simple words came through for us when we opened the records of the Akash, what Kathy did. And I was opening the field of the Stargate and to connect with a higher source and create that space and sacred space on a higher level of consciousness. And in this time of growth and evolution, we all evolve into a higher state. So, conscious or unconscious, it doesn't matter. We all are going through this, and we all would have to readjust all belief systems that do not fit to who we truly are or no longer apply because we become more aware if you want or not. It simply is. Now, and you got from your guide some as well some simple words and directions. Can you share that?
Sure. So when I opened up the records for the Akashic Records for the audience of the Multidimensional You podcast that we're on right now, the word that I received was intent or intention. And they said, as humans, you tend to overcomplicate things. We say this not in a negative way, but it is merely a fact, the way your brain works. Can it really be this easy, you might say, after we tell you that all you need is your intention? I want to ground. I feel ungrounded, you might say. Merely say the word ground and have an intention to ground into Mother Earth, and bam, you are grounded. By focusing on your intention, you are already starting the process. I want to connect with my higher self, you might say. We encourage you to change your wording a bit now that you are aware that all you need is intention to start the process. Say instead, I intend to connect with my higher self, or I am connecting to my higher self, and quiet your mind by focusing on that attention. It really is that simple.
Well, that's quite some common sense, logical intent, but we're so used of well boxing in how we communicate, how we ask, um, and also that we do not want to hurt somebody else's feelings. So we start to adjust to what is common interactions with each other. But actually, in this time of now and in evolution, we start to see that all relationships are going to change. And the first to start with is with this intent to interconnect with your higher self, with your intuition, with your questioning, with taking time for self to be listening to what truly wants to be expressed through you. And it counts for all relations when we become aware and when we grow to your parents, to your children, to your partner, to your surroundings, how you interact with people on the street. And you will see people do not always know what is happening because they're unconscious. So we like to simplify the things in this channel as it is simple. Then still, we do, and I got the phrase in my hearing just before we started, like all pain and suffering is love suppressed or not expressed. So start to feel into that when you hear that. Feel what it does do. And when I say this out loud, even I feel like, oh, okay, there's some truth in that by overcomplicating things. as affect how the brain function is. So can we have compassion for that? And then make a new choice point. Wow.
I think the place to start, really, what's just dropping in for me right now, is we need to start with loving ourselves, right? Because really, so many people, and I'm guilty of that, of always putting everyone else before myself, and really not building that connection with myself and loving myself. So that's a good place to start.
Always a good place, but do we really know what love is? Or did we take on belief systems programmed by society, where we brought up to from our parents, from our spouse, from the church, from society?
Mhm.
And what to yourself feels as love? When do you
Right.
feel it's an open space of sharing and equality?
Mhm.
What do you wish for yourself? What time do you take to really relax and rest and to be in action? And how are you being in action? Does it come from a place of selfishness? Do you want to share? Are you already a compassionate person that cares for your surroundings? So start to question yourself and label things a little bit slightly different, more out of your space of your heart. Who am I? What do I like? What don't I like? How can I start creating that? Oh, I become aware I've been giving even when I didn't have the energy to give because I'm just a giving person. So, what to me is now necessary is learning to receive. I'm a little bit like you. I've
Mhm.
been digging holes and paving pathways, and it came from a place of just sincere, pure, honest, wanting to serve, wanting to create, wanting to please people, but also make them beautiful and get their authentic selves out. And I did do it with having my own shop for 30 years in hairdressing and as a beautician with beautiful products, Ayurvedic base, to start to make people conscious about treating the planet, using plant-based, but also take time and be taken care of and have a proper communication that with people who were working for me in the shop, they could have a good conversation. Not like, oh, nice weather or the chitty chatty. No, I love to have people working for me who had an intelligence with a compassion that truly did make a connection with their clients because they find it important and really to create something where the client felt themselves beautiful by or more supported or beautiful and relaxed after a treatment. So it doesn't matter what you do. When you do it from intent and sincere caring for your surroundings and wanting to make a change or a difference in this world, how we treat each other, that's as well who we actually are from that source creative space we call love. That's what we are already.
Mhm.
And to remember that and to come back to that, indeed, starting to get to know yourself, make that connection, start questioning and rephrasing. So maybe you can make the repetition for what you just shared about that intention and to rephrase, because that was beautiful shared by your guides, how to rephrase that intention bit.
Mhm.
Can you do that? Can you read that
You
for people here? Because that was beautiful.
want me to read it again?
Yeah, well, what was the intention and how to rephrase it? Yeah.
Okay. Let's see if I can find it. Let's see.
Am I just challenging you now?
No, it's okay. I don't have my glasses. By focusing by focusing on your intention, you're already starting the process. I want to connect with my higher self, you might say. We encourage you to change the wording a bit. Now that you are aware that all you need is intention to start the process. I intend to connect with my higher self, or I am connecting to my higher self. And quiet your mind by focusing on that attention. It really is that simple. I think for me, as far as the giving and not receiving, that was a huge, huge part of me really becoming more conscious and more aware. And I had some things happen where I guess I wasn't listening. So, there had to be a little bit of a shakeup for me to realize, oh, you're still doing it. You're still not allowing yourself to receive. So I had an incident where I fell and I hurt my leg, cut it on a rock. And I was like, why is this happening? Later, I asked afterwards, and that's when my guide said, well, you're not allowing yourself to receive. Like, even when you fell, you weren't allowing people to help you up. You weren't allowing that to happen. So that's just an example for me.
Yeah, well, recently, the last 1.5 months after, well, I can say Stargates gatherings in Glastonbury we had. And then you go in the process, you make a statement in that, and you reframe for the new timeline to open up, and you make like statements and become aware of your own stuff. And again, you are in that higher aspect or that higher dimensional workshop environment. But when you come down on your daily life and to keep the process going, there were a few shocks in my own personal experience I didn't expect. And then still you can value them and you can see that it helps you. It's just how you perceive it. So it helps you to clear, cleanse, purge, step up, change things that needed to be changed a long time, or to become extra aware of it. As the only one you can change is yourself.
Mhm.
So I started by doing this and changing habits. Like I love my coffee. So could drink like easily 15 cups a day. Now the last week I've been drinking like 3 cups a day. And actually today I just did one and I'm
Wow.
okay. So it's just like, okay, when you put your intention on like, okay, let's change habits. And even if I love my coffee, I knew for what is showing in my imbalance due to hormonal things I'm going through, the menopause and everything. It's a rebirth. It's a level up. Earth is rebuilding and rebirthing as well. We changed into, I will not say it's old and new energy. It's just a consciousness shift why we could level up and reach higher levels of consciousness. As I
Mhm.
don't believe there's such thing as new energy. It was always there, but we have been unaware. So so I have to change as well. You have to go with it. What feels now best to me. So become aware, change your routines, simple things we can do. It's at the beginning, it can be challenging or hard, or you want to refuse or not want to do it or whatever. But hey,
Mhm.
you only stop yourself with it.
Right.
So, and then this morning I was starting again with my exercises and and I made like a stretch, and that went a little bit too fast. And my cat was jumping from behind on the counter to like, okay, you're standing there, so give me some sweets. So he was just seeing me doing all these stretches and stuff. So I was shocked by him jumping up, so I made the wrong movement.
Mm.
And in between my shoulder blades, there was a big crack. And I used to have my scoliosis over there. And I saw it, and it's so painful. It still is painful, but I welcomed it as a reset.
Mm.
And I could easily have tapped into like, okay, I'm doing all these changes. I'm making the effort. And this is what humans do. I'm making the effort. So serious, even more pain. No, it's a crack. I needed that crack. So now I don't have to go to the chiropractor who makes that crack for me, which is also painful. Now I just by this small intervention and, well, shock moment, I cracked myself. And I could sense when I was going for my walk today, I felt I was more straight up.
Mm.
So I welcome it, even if it's painful. Why? Because my muscles around it have to adjust again.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So it's just how you perceive things that happen. Can you welcome them in? Or are you going to fight them and go down? And I can see myself as well with the imbalances of my hormones. Sometimes you don't have control over it. It just simply overflows you or surprises you. And it's like you are a mom, you have birthed 3 children. So you know when your hormone levels are changing, it overcomes to you and you're not aware, you can't do anything about it. It's just what it is. And you
Mm-hmm.
panic or you scream or whatever, or you are not very realistic in your reactions, or you are very reactive. Hey, it's what it is. So have compassion for that too. So when we start to learn and to know each other as well, and to be observer and have compassion for where the other person is at, we can be more of help for each other.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. For me, it's been really helpful to get curious if I have a pain in my body now. Now that I'm a little bit more aware, then I will say, why am I having this pain? What is it showing me? What do I need to know? And just getting curious like that. And that's been very helpful for me, especially clearing old programming. And because it kind of brings it to the surface because I ask for it. And so then here it comes. Here it's just presenting it to me so that I can just clear it. So that's been really helpful to get curious if I have a pain. Why am I having this pain? What is it showing me? So.
Yeah. And you can, when we go back to that phrase that popped up in my head, like all pain and suffering is love suppressed.
Mm-hmm.
So then we can change our perspective in how to question and indeed become curious, because when it comes to the surface, it is ready to be released or be balanced out, and it can be easily going out. It doesn't have to be a long process of suffering and diving deep and doing over practices and all.
Mm-hmm.
Because I know when you start this process and not overthink or overcomplicate, and it just balances itself out. And this is what belongs to an evolving human being as well.
Mm-hmm. Right.
And these are very human things we share, practical human approaches of this awakening process. And as well, we like to explore the multidimensional aspect of self. But we both found this morning it was time to share this in this consciousness shift. We, from the 11th of this month, going all the way up to this full moon in the weekend, and we came to a decision point of raising or consciousness choice. So it's done. Actually, all the old layers of the pains on, let's say, the remembrance on Atlantis and Lemuria has been balancing out as well, where Lemurian was the feminine energy and Atlantis was the masculine energy. They started to communicate again. And those aware of this process have been doing the work and making the effort to a new connect with compassion, so all the grief and pain could clear out. So this helped loads to lift that feel off of planet Earth. So actually it's already done. And now the thing still in your DNA and in your own programming of belief systems is coming out. But it's already done. And I choose as well to have more fun.
Mm.
And to explore. I want to be curious. I know I'm very connected. There's a bunch of guides around me, but I'm so trained to be self-empowered as well, to assist people to become self-empowered, to become their own teacher, their own coach, their own healer, their own best friend, and their own parent. So I have to make a shift in consciousness as well, and to make a new intent for what the next step of my being in service would look like. And I have no clue. So in here, like you, we're just jumping in the unknown as we felt a spark and felt guided to share what we have to share. And we have no clue what will come through. But we know we have a lot of innate wisdom, mature aspects of soul. Still, we come from different angles of society, different upbringing, even different countries. We are both on the other side of the world. And I'm from Europe and you're in America. And hey, wow, how beautiful that we are doing this and making that bridge. So, hey, we overlap a huge scale, and all that comes in between is possible to explore and to grow with, and it's infinite possibilities. And hey, I know myself, I'm very hard on self, and but it doesn't have to be perfect. And Mel, my teacher, was always saying, well, it doesn't have to be perfect, reasonably close will do. And don't overcomplicate a peanut butter sandwich. And see, yeah, your guides came through with the same message. So I really would, and I'm scared as well. Like, okay, can I do this? I was always so serious. So can I make more fun? Can I allow to open myself? Because I know I'm a catalyst. I can hold a lot of energy in my field. And can I open to receive different approaches? I know I can when I'm alone. I know I speak light language. I do that for a long time. I never stepped out on the stage to share that because I had to be serious, and it has to be fact, and it has to be logic, and it has to be proven, and it has to be explained so others could understand. Hey, I don't understand the sound, but I know it's innate and it's very ancient because I can feel the resonance. So I have to step out of my comfort zone as well. And I think we're both doing this.
Yes, we are.
Yeah, big time, big time. And we felt the call. It's time. It's time to step up and to drop the old stories as well. Yeah, we're just journeying along in this exploration of new to come.
Yep. I think it's also an important reminder, since you brought that up, is that be aware of the people coming into your life, even if it's just for, you know, for a brief moment, and just be aware, because just of the way that we kind of met through the Stargates experience in Maui, and you know, just kind of had that interaction, and then look now what it's led to. So
Yeah, yes, yeah, it's very beautiful that you say that, because you do meet people for a reason, and no matter what it will bring you, but you know in your heart when people belong to your soul group, to your team, to your co-creators of this new build reality. Now honor them even when they go through pains, and because when you sense something pure in somebody, and somebody is making an effort to learn, and sometimes when people come and it's an overload, and they start to well, struggle a bit or protect themselves out of their own fear programming, have respect for that as well. But always be open, because everybody is in this process. And even when you snap sometimes, or somebody shouts at you,
right.
Don't stay mad, because it only is affecting your own frequency. So be open and be grateful that somebody felt that secure and safe to explode as well. So try to see things a little bit in a different perspective, and trust that your inner knowing knows the path.
Absolutely.
So embrace the unknown. Well, I think this was a nice summing up of some things. Hopefully people will enjoy this. And let's say out loud again, when you sign up for the channel, when you put like questions in there, we can tap in more to specific things and share stuff, or channel stuff, or put down creations with meditations, breathing exercises, share knowledge and old ancient wisdom. Let's see whatever will come up.
Yeah, put your questions in the comments, and we will read those and use those as we go forward.
Yeah, sounds good to me. So, Kathy, thank you for co-creating.
Thank you.
Hills, and well, you see, when I start babbling, we just had some words, and yeah, I just babble along because there's so much to share. And so when I speak too much, or my higher self babbles too much, just say stop.
No, it's all good.
Add something. Because we do this together, and it's so much more fun to co-create and speak from heart and do it together. So thank you for that. Thank you for watching.
Yeah, thanks for watching.
Put your questions down. See you next week.